On June 12, 2004, I was there. There was a way to get free tickets to a Sabercats game. It involved calling into Sports Talk Radio and some careful planning. Bonus points for calling into Sports Talk Radio and telling the phone screener that you're going to be talking about the upcoming Sabercats game when you're put on the air. As I waited on hold, calls were being taken, and they were going to award the tickets to the fifth caller. Before I went on the air as the fifth caller of the day, the screener asked me if I wanted to go to the game the next day, and I was more than happy to go. I had nothing to do, so I got free tickets to the game. I was congratulated by the radio folks, they put me on the air, and I gave my analysis. This wasn't an ordinary home game I was going to. Allow me to catch you up after the game I went to on May 22nd. 8 days after the Sabercats snapped a 2-game losing streak with a 48-36 win over the Philadelphia Soul, I would be at the last game of the regular season versus the Arizona Rattlers. It was a playoff-type atmosphere. When my former girlfriend left, she left behind the cowbell she got when we went together in 2003. I would be there in the lower bowl, at midfield, ringing 2 bells when the Cats were on defense. It was a hard-fought game that would decide 2 things, the Western Division and who would be getting home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The game would be decided on the last play. All Sabercats kicker Dan France had to do was hit a chip shot field goal, and I would possibly be getting tickets to Arena Bowl 18 if they made it that far. He failed. Not only did that potential winning field goal get blocked, but it was taken back the other way by the Rattlers' Wendell Gaines for a touchdown to add insult to injury. Both teams finished the season with matching 11-5 records. The Rattlers, however, would hold the tiebreaker on head-to-head. The Rattlers won both meetings in the month of May, and that's how they broke the Sabercats' hold on the Western Division after 4 seasons. If the Rattlers reached the Arena Bowl, they would be hosting it. The Sabercats' first playoff opponent would be a tough one, the defending Arena Bowl champions from 2003, the Tampa Bay Storm. The game had a little controversy before it began. Cowbells were passed out to fans in attendance before the game started. The problem was the team didn't run it by the league, nor did they get approval. The Cats were fined $10,000 along with another $10,000 because certain players refused to be wired for the broadcast on NBC. The Sabercats dominated most of the game, holding a 31-point lead after the third quarter. Then the Sabercats nearly pulled an Atlanta Falcons and the Storm figuratively stormed back, but 27 points in the fourth quarter wasn't going to get it done. The Sabercats would escape with a 56-52 win and kick the Storm off the throne. Up next, with the trip to Arena Bowl 18 on the line, the Chicago Rush. The Rush was the Windy City's return to the AFL 12 years after one of the charter Arena League franchises, the Chicago Bruisers, dissolved in 1989. Since their inception in 2001 and for their entire existence, they posted only 1 losing season. They missed the playoffs just once. The Rush would return in 2010 when the AFL resumed operations. In 2013, after some financial mishaps, such as David Starrall writing hot checks and trying to buy the Rush while he was in the middle of bankruptcy hearings, the AFL would take ownership of the Rush. After the 2013 season, the league suspended operations indefinitely. It's safe to say that this long-standing contending franchise folded. Starrall would be sentenced to prison in 2017 as a result of his fraudulent behavior. One notable about the 2004 Rush, they were coached by Mike Hohensee. This guy was one of the forefathers of the AFL. He played quarterback from 1987 to 1989 and became the first to throw a touchdown pass in the league. He would coach the AFL from 1990 to 2015. Hohensee played for the Pittsburgh Gladiators in the first Arena Bowl in 1987. How do I know? Well, he said it himself.
First Arena Bowl. It's taken me 18 years to have a chance to give back. And for 17 of those years, I probably did it selfishly, for myself, wanting to get there again. Now I want to do it for my friends. Everyone in here that's given me everything you had. You've asked a lot of you, on and off the field, and you haven't let me down. Don't let each other down. Do it for each other and do it together.
The Rush would have both their quarterbacks play, so I'll be brief with both of them. Ray Filial would start. Filial had a long career in the indoor football game after a couple of seasons playing outdoor football in the CFL and the RFL. And I'm not talking about the Relocation Football League that some YouTube gaming channels have done while playing 8th generation Madden games. He began his indoor career with the Madison Mad Dogs of what's now known as the Indoor Football League. His playing days ended when he joined the Sabercats in 2012 but didn't make the roster. In the 2010s, Phil Yaw spent 4 non-consecutive seasons as an offensive coordinator with the New Orleans Voodoo, San Antonio Talons, and the Jacksonville Sharks. The other quarterback was Chad Salisbury, no relation to Sean Salisbury that I know of. Chad spent 9 seasons in the Arena League, 8 of them as a player on 5 different teams and 1 as a coach with the Los Angeles Avengers before the league temporarily suspended operations after the 2008 season. Salisbury is still active in football. As of recording this, he's the offensive coordinator of the NCAA Division II school known as the California University of Pennsylvania. Any Trekkie would find the school's nickname fascinating. Starting quarterback for the Sabercats? Well, of course it is. Who else would it be in those glory days? This was Grebe's 4th appearance in an AFL semifinal game since 2000. If you've been paying attention to my previous videos about the Sabercats, Grebe was out with an injury in the team's 2002 championship season. John Dutton took the reins and finished the job. In 2000 and 2001, Grebe was on the losing side 2 years in a row against the Nashville Cats. In 2003, Grebe and the Sabercats were once again denied entry to the Arena Bowl, as the Rattlers avenged their Arena Bowl humiliation from the previous year. Once again, Grebe would be given another opportunity to take his team to the Arena Bowl. This video will be different from other videos I've done about the Sabercats games I went to. I'm going to have actual visual highlights in this story. Neat, right? This was during the AFL's heyday when they had a game of the week on NBC. When NBC began carrying the AFL in 2003, this would be the league's 15 minutes of fame, a period of time where the AFL was a niche league spread to a wider audience. With that out of the way, let's begin. For an Arena League game, especially a playoff game, the first quarter was rather uneventful. Halfway through the first, the Sabercats would try to be the first on the board, but kicker Dan France had an oopsie.
38-yard field goal, his long this season, 39. The snaps have been suspect. A low one, Rolovich can't get his hands on it. And now France will drop kick it, and it's batted out by Moyer. So again, the snapper problem.
Same thing happened last week with San Jose. They had a problem with the snap. Wasn't handled by Rolovich, and France had to drop kick the ball.
20 seconds later, the Rush would capitalize on the missed kick and the penalty that was tacked on. Phil Yaw would find a wide-open Jeremy McDaniel.
Molden, the motion man on the 1st and 10. Wide open is McDaniel. McDaniel will score a touchdown for Chicago. Jeremy McDaniel picked his way through the defense, 19 yards, and on one play, Chicago has the lead.
Watch Rasheed Davis. He's the cornerback up here. He's going to get all the way back to double cover Molden with the safety man here, and they're going to leave McMillan wide open down there on the bottom. You see that double coverage up there? They forgot about Jeremy McDaniel, and that's not a good thing to forget.
Fast forward to the second quarter. This would be the moment where this game would be the much anticipated heavyweight matchup. Sabercats would finally answer back to open the quarter as the Ironman Barry Wagner pounded it in and ended the team's 2-quarter scoring drought.
He's doing it for them as opposed to for himself.
1st and goal, they hand off Wagner, touchdown San Jose. Barry Wagner had 12 rushing touchdowns this season. He adds another.
He's right there at that eye position, that tailback position when they snap the ball. And that's what allowed him to get the push to get it in the end zone. Good timing on that play.
On the next rush possession, Wagner would end Phil Yaw's day.
Alfonso in motion. Flag on the play. Phil Yaw is going to run it. Phil Yaw has a first down, and then Wagner lays a hit on him.
Yeah, Wagner hit Phil Yaw, and then before that, Alfonso threw a block. That was a big hit as well.
What made it worse? Phil Yaw was mic'd up, and NBC played the clip of Phil Yaw's agonizing screams in pain. I'm not doing that here. It was brutal hearing it the first time. Just watch the replay. Enter Chad Salisbury. Sabercats did get flagged for the hit, and a couple of minutes later, Otto Molden would take a pitch and waltzed in the end zone.
Goal. They toss it. Molden, touchdown Chicago.
It's another new wrinkle that they added to their goal line package this week.
A few minutes later, the Sabercats would reply and tie.
Chicago in the white, leading by 7. Grebe. Oh, Hunden wide open, touchdown. Great route by Hunden, and a great throw by Grebe. 14 yards for the score.
That will get you from point A to point B in a big hurry. And the key on this one is the timing. but Hunden just ran away from Milligan out of his brakes.
With less than 4 minutes to go in the half, the Rush would find themselves back on top as McDaniel would find the promised land again, and it would be Salisbury's first touchdown pass of the day.
Gonna go fade up here.
Looking for McDaniel, makes the catch, hauls it in, touchdown Chicago.
What a grab. And give Salisbury credit. Nice touch on this ball. Threw it up to where his man could get it. McDaniel comes down with the big hands, the good catch.
You need only 1 foot. And McDaniel kept that.
Sabercats had the ball with time running out in the first half. Chicago would build a bigger lead as Lindsey Fleshman would grab a loose ball and run it in the end zone.
Grieve under pressure, gets knocked down. That should be a loose ball. It's scooped up and run in by Fleshman for a touchdown.
He was throwing it, but
it was
that's
a
a
backward
lateral.
pass. It's a lateral.
Right, that ball
should be a touchdown for Chicago. He threw it backward.
But hold everything. The refs would gather together and discuss what happened. What happened was the Arena League's equivalent of the tuck rule. But this wasn't the NFL. I'm sure there were different rules involving fumbles and incomplete passes. So what did the refs have to say about it? You might hear some language, so fair warning.
Mike Cohen's saying it's a lateral.
The ruling on the field is the quarterback's arm motion had started. It makes no difference which direction the ball goes in. That's an incomplete pass.
That, in my opinion, Ray Bentley, that is an inaccurate call.
In the rule book, if he's being contacted by his opponent, if he starts his throwing motion, it makes no difference which way the ball goes. It's an incomplete pass.
Okay, then it's illegal touching then.
That's written in the book.
Then it hit a threw it to a guard. Hit a lineman, the ball hit the lineman. That should be illegal touching.
No, now you're going to commanders on this. I'm telling you, that's the rule.
You hear the explanation.
You had the right to it, Steve.
Definitely Grieve was being contacted, and that ball did hit an ineligible receiver first.
So the Cats fans breathed a sigh of relief as Chicago still had a 7-point lead. The drive would continue, and after offsetting penalties, the Sabercats would finish the half tied with the Rush as Hunden would find the end zone once again.
2nd and goal at the 9. Hunden in motion. Grieve short set. Has Hunden touchdown. San Jose. 9-yard scoring strike to Hunden.
Just a quick out, a bullet by Mark Grieve. Got it to Hunden, who got the room on the quick out route down there on the goal line.
So after a half of football and a little controversy, the teams were even Steven. Chicago would start the second half with the ball. Nearly 4 minutes in, the Rush would try to regain the lead with a 46-yard field goal attempt by Keith Gisbert.
High snap, oh, a little fake. They're going to run it, and Wagner stops him, but he reaches for it. It's going to be close. Was his knee down?
Yeah, I think they marked him out of bounds a couple yards short.
They did. Wagner closed late, and San Jose gets the stop.
1 yard short. On the next possession, the Sabercats would take advantage of the failed gutsy call the Rush made. Wagner would once again find the end zone after a completed pass.
From the 19, Hunden in motion. Grieve, look in the middle. Has Wagner, runs out of a tackle from Sawyer. Wagner, touchdown! 19 yards.
Clear things out. You got 2 receivers clearing things out. Drop it underneath to Wagner on the slant, and Sawyer doesn't wrap up on the tackle.
But Chicago wasn't rattled after that turn of events. With less than 4 minutes left in the quarter, Moulton would run another one in to tie the game.
At the 7 of San Jose. Moulton on the pitch. Moulton fighting. Moulton to the goal line. No signal yet. Touchdown onto Moulton.
A late call by the official. That just quick pitch out there to Moulton. Works it inside a little bit, and that makes that secondary man who has him just 1 step late.
Going into the fourth quarter with the game tied, I was sure getting my money's worth in this game. That is, if I paid for the ticket. To open the fourth quarter, Grieve would find Hunden once again.
So many injuries the last couple years, he hasn't been able to practice it. 1st and goal, Grieve. This time he has time. Grieve, touchdown! Hunden again!
There's a key trip coming out, but he had plenty of time. And when you have time in arena football, somebody's going to get open.
On the Rush's next possession, Salisbury would find Molden, and Molden would shake off Omar Smith.
Molden in motion. Salisbury for Atu. Molden makes the catch, keeps his feet, and Smith, he runs out of the tackle, touchdown Atu Molden! Omar Smith had him, but Molden fought out of it and scored!
It was earlier to get himself into the end zone with some broken tackles, and he breaks out the ankle lock by Omar Smith, and Molden won't quit and gets himself into the end zone.
Important extra point for Keith Gist.
Approaching 5 minutes left in regulation, the Sabercats on third down regained the lead. You guessed it, James Hunden.
3rd and 5 for San Jose. Hunden in motion. Hunden to the corner. Touchdown, San Jose.
I thought they might come back to that out route they scored previously. Right there on the money. Milligan tried to come up into a press.
The spectators awaited Chicago's reply, but something happened on a pass from Salisbury to the intended target, Atu Molden.
2 games since he's been back. Pass intercepted by Pauly. Off the deflection. Charles Pauly with the pick and tackled at the 2. Charles Pauly, the rookie from San Jose State.
A little bit high and outside, and all Molden can do is get the hand on it. And when he did, it went right into the breadbasket of Charles Pauly.
During this entire game, with the two teams going back and forth, something had to give. Sabercats converted when the Rush turned the ball over on downs in the third quarter. After this interception, the Cats had a shot to score again with solid field position. Mark Grebe would do it himself.
It's like boxing 10 rounds.
They could take some of the pain away if he can get a touchdown here. Under pressure. Grebe's going to run it. Grebe tripped up. Grebe to the goal line. Touchdown! He broke the plane.
Nowhere to throw the football. The middle opened up. And Grebe tucked it underneath and took off and made it into the end zone before he could be tackled by McMillan.
On the kickoff after the touchdown, Atu Molden had an unfortunate accident while he was returning the kick.
France off the slot. France with a chance. And now he fumbles it, recovered by Davis. Molden popped it up.
And Barry Wagner knocked it out.
That would be the Rush's death knell. After a penalty was called, it was time to celebrate and run out the clock.
San Jose has advanced to Arena Bowl 18.
Sabercats would be returning to the Arena Bowl. The Chicago Rush would avenge this postseason loss on another day. That would be in 2006, the only season in their history the Rush posted a sub-500 record. In the American Conference, 7-9 was good enough to qualify for the playoffs. Their Cinderella run would have them eliminating the resurrected Nashville Cats in the first round, shocking the top-seeded defending Arena Bowl champion Colorado Crush in the quarterfinals. Next, they made another trip to the Cats' Den for a rematch with the Sabercats, whom they'd beaten earlier in the season. Like in 2004, a trip to the Arena Bowl was on the line. With Atu Molden still with the team and former Sabercats kicker Dan France joining them, the Rush avenged the 2004 loss with a 59-56 win over the Sabercats. The Rush would finish their underdog story hoisting the trophy as they defeated the Orlando Predators in Arena Bowl 20. Back to the Sabercats. I was still unemployed and there was a possibility that I would attend the Arena Bowl. The following would have to happen. The Colorado Crush had to beat the Arizona Rattlers in the other semifinal game. Led by former Sabercats quarterback John Dutton, the Crush made a game out of it, but came up short after Sia Burley, who I saw in 2003 with the LA Avengers, scored the game-winning touchdown with time running out. Because Arizona held the tiebreaker, they would be hosting Arena Bowl 18. One team was looking to redeem themselves after losing the previous year's Arena Bowl, and the other was looking to win the war in 2004 despite losing the battles. This Arena Bowl rematch between these two rivals would be nothing like 2002. The game was so close that it would come down to the final play.
Bonner retreats, drills, caught. No, incomplete, and and San Jose wins. Came down to the final play.
The Sabercats were once again kings of the Arena League jungle, and I got to see their last home game for free when I was there on June 12th, 2004.
Just block, catch, throw the ball. That's all we do, okay? And rush the passer and cover people, okay? Let's go, man. Hey, focus on three. 1, 2, 3, focus.